My coworker saw my bank account the other day and it said $25 and we don't get paid for another like 2 weeks. And he was like, how are you surviving? Like, how do you even live off $25? I'll tell you if you really want to know how I budget and save. I sleep. Literally, you have to have no obligations. Just sleep. Because if you're sleeping, you can't be spending money. Period.
I'm having a day. Or I'm having a life. I don't know, man. I just don't know what to do anymore. I'm sitting outside work, crying my eyes out in my vehicle. Because I can't function anymore. Financially, I don't understand anymore. I don't understand how I make $34 an hour and I can't function. I can't function. I can't pay my bills. I can't even literally keep gas in my car to get to work 3 days a week because I can't afford it. Like, I get paid and it goes to car, mortgage, a couple little bills, and then maybe $80 in food for the week. And I literally only buy groceries when my daughter's home now. On the weeks that she goes with her dad, which is Monday to Monday, what I've started doing is I buy a loaf of rye bread, and I work really hard to keep that one loaf of rye bread lasting me the whole week, and I eat peanut butter. So I'll eat peanut butter toast whenever I'm hungry. And it's been fine. It's been working just fine. I'm good with that. That's fine. But last week, I guess I was a little extra hungry a couple days, so I had toast in the morning and toast in the evening, which that's not in my budget. So I ran out of bread on like the Thursday or even the Friday. I don't know. Either way, at 47, I had to see if my mother could buy me a loaf of bread so that I could eat for the weekend before my daughter got home. Because if there's any food in the house, I'm not fucking eating one bit of it. I'm saving everything I can for her. Because then she gets home and she's not surviving off fucking toast. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I don't understand why things are so hard right now. I apparently make too much money to receive any financial benefits or help of any kind. I don't get GST. I don't get like the grocery benefit for single parents, even though I'm a single parent, but I apparently make too much money. I can't reach out to certain resources or any resources because I make too much money. You're going to die when I tell you what I pay for a mortgage right now. $400 every 2 weeks. And I'm dying. I have to renew my mortgage for February. And I already know that my mortgage will be less, but my payments are going to be probably $400 more a month. I don't know how to budget that in. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to sell stuff on Marketplace. I'm trying to find stuff for a yard sale. You know, I feel like I take 1 step forward and 8 steps back. Like, I get pushed back 8 steps. Not that I take 1 step back. I'm just being forced to go back. My crawl space in my house right now literally has like 8 inches of water in it. And it has for months. And it's like filled with mold. And so all I've been doing for the last few days is going online trying to figure out how I could get a septic pump. And then if I can actually sell enough stuff to afford one, then I have to learn how to install it. What? I literally have to learn how to install it. Because I don't have any help. I don't have anybody. And I don't have money to hire somebody. I don't even have money to buy it. How the fuck am I going to pay someone fucking $200 an hour to go in my horrible crawl space? I'm not. So then if I actually manage to fix my septic pump, which please God, fuck, please give me something. Let me fix it at least. Then I have to figure out how to get rid of all the mold in the basement because I think my daughter and I are fucking dying there. I just don't get it. And I have so many people that are so quick to be like, well, you should be living in an apartment. Do you know how much easier that would be for you if you lived in an apartment and you didn't have a yard to take and you didn't have to shovel snow and shit? Yeah, it would be easier. Do you know what's not easier? First and last month's rent with a fucking damage deposit. Let me just get $4,000 right out of my asshole. I don't have money for anything. And not to mention, if I'm renting somewhere on the first of the month, they need like $1,700 for the rent. Do you know that that's not even one of my paychecks? So then I would be every month having to save like $400 from one paycheck to add fully to the other paycheck to pay 1 month's rent. What the fuck kind of world is this? Like, just think about it for a sec. I can't imagine someone who makes minimum wage, how they even remotely function as a human being, let alone as like a mother or someone who's trying to survive. I don't fucking get it. And this isn't like a, oh, poor me, send me money. This isn't that. What I'm trying to do is show that in fucking real life. Somebody who's been at a career for fucking 18 years I've been with the provincial government. I make good money. No, I don't like my job. Who fucking likes their job? But you know what? I'd love to say it pays the bills, but it pays some of the bills. And that's about all I can say. I'm not educated to get another job. And I don't want to. I'm like fucking 7 years from retiring from the job right now that I hate. Why would I start a new job that I hate? And there's no way I would just walk into a job with no experience and get paid $34 an hour. Like, who do I fucking think I am? Because I'm fucking nobody. I just don't understand. At one point, I thought I had some sort of a purpose. And now I feel like literally all I'm doing is taking up space. I can't afford to, like, live as one person, let alone a woman who's raising a daughter and has animals. Like, I can't do it. And for those of you who can, I applaud you. I'm happy for you. But there's a lot of us that are drowning so bad that even with a life vest, I'm still gonna drown. I need the whole, like, I'm already on the Titanic. Fuck the life vest. Fuck the life vest. Fuck the lifeboat. I'm halfway down in the ocean with the Titanic. That's where I am. I can't even see the top of the water. That's how fucking low I am. Oh well. I guess the manifesting hasn't been helping. I created this huge board and I wrote all these manifesting statements on it because I've been doing all this stuff, right? Like trying to make things better for myself. And so I put this thing in my bedroom and every fucking time I walk by it, I stop and I breathe in and I recite all 10 of those statements or 8 of those statements and I feel it and I believe them. And then I walk away. And then I do it again. And I do it again. But reality is manifesting is just praying and hoping. And I don't have someone on my side, so I can pray and attempt to manifest all I want. Hope your day is better than mine.
I don't want to go to work because it makes me really sad. And I gotta deal with people and I don't want to do that. I am broke even though I work 40 hours a week. It's okay. I'm fine.
It's the 5th of September and I'm literally out of money for the month. I paid my bills, aka I paid my rent, which leaves me every single month with $600 left over. Next, my car payment. That takes another good chunk. Don't forget car insurance. Oh, also, don't forget, I went to the doctor one time. $100 finally got posted today. My electric bill, Electric bills have been going up like crazy. Like my bill used to be $45, it was $93. And then that isn't even me doing food. And if you know anything about food prices lately, frozen vegetables cost upwards of $1.50 to $2 a bag. Chicken, 2 chicken breasts the other day cost me $8. So yeah, it's the 5th of the month. I literally have basically no money left for the month, and I'm not sure what to do the rest of September. So if you're in the same boat, please comment down below, because I'm genuinely curious. Are we all in our 20s basically broke and have no idea how we're supposed to ever save for a house or have money left over in general every month?
So I downloaded this report so that you guys didn't have to, and it just made me really sad. So let's clear some things up. Paycheck to paycheck just means that they don't have any savings left by the time they get paid again. For most people, this is an income problem. For some people, it is a spending problem. So of the people living paycheck to paycheck, 20% of them said it was due to non-essential spending. Then they also mentioned that 2/3 of the people living paycheck to paycheck are sometimes buying discretionary items when grocery shopping. And then these are the 3 things that fall into that discretionary spending. So any kind of candy, any premium food, and snacks. And again, for most people, paycheck to paycheck is an income problem. So it was just really disheartening to see us splitting hairs on grocery bills and saying, well, this is essential and maybe you don't need to buy this. Meanwhile, the top 1% find it necessary to hoard wealth from all of their employees. So this is what it's like living paycheck to paycheck. So my husband's in the military, right? We don't make a lot of money, so we live paycheck to paycheck, and I coupon like a motherfucker to help cut down on our grocery spending because groceries are expensive as fuck right now. And we weren't doing too bad, you know, we had enough money to pay our bills and to buy our groceries with some coupons involved, a lot of coupons involved, but we still had just enough to survive, essentially. And of course, when you're finally doing okay, something always has to happen. So today, my husband's phone broke, and he has only had this phone for 1.5 years. So I was incredibly pissed off because we have our phone bill through T-Mobile, and we were 3 months away from paying off both of our phones. And we have a really high phone bill through T-Mobile. Not gonna lie, T-Mobile's really fucking expensive. Even if you're on the military Magenta plan, it's still expensive. So we were planning on paying off our phones and then just switching over to Mint Mobile. And if you don't know what Mint Mobile is, Ryan Reynolds owns it, and it's a really cheap phone company and honestly really great. We know a lot of people who have them, and so we were planning on switching over to cut down on our phone bill so that we can save a little bit of extra money and not have to struggle so much. But of course, my husband's phone had to fucking break today. It wasn't turning on, wasn't charging, nothing, it just broke. And it had been having issues for the past week, but we were just praying and hoping that it would hold on for another 3 months. And no, we didn't have insurance on the phones because we couldn't afford the extra cost in our phone bill each month. Because again, we live paycheck to paycheck. Every time my husband gets paid, that paycheck is gone in 24 hours to all of our bills and groceries. And of course, this had to happen today, the day before my husband gets paid. So he hasn't gotten paid yet. And he can't go without a phone because again, he's active duty military and he gets called in a lot. And they can't call him if his phone is broken. So I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Because we had to take our credit card that we just started paying down, okay? We just started paying down because that bitch was maxed out. Because before I started couponing, we were using it for groceries to survive. So that credit card was maxed out and we were just starting to pay it down. And we had to use that credit card to pay his phone off the rest of the way today and buy a whole new phone and pay for, you know, you have to pay for the taxes and stuff up front, which was like, I think $172, some shit like that. So yeah, we had to do that today. And so that credit card is now maxed out again. And so we're just back in debt again. And instead of leaving T-Mobile in 3 months to go to a cheaper phone plan to save us like $55 a month, we now have to stay with T-Mobile for another 12 months until this new phone is paid off. And people can try and say, how about just make extra payments every month on the phone? We can't afford that. Again, we live paycheck to paycheck. So yeah, that's what it's fucking like. Y'all, it's so stressful out here. Fuck. I don't understand how the other 64% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck are surviving right now. Because if anything happens, you're fucked.
I just budgeted my paycheck that I get tomorrow, and I have $317 left over after my bills for 2 weeks. I'm gonna have to be a hermit.
One thing I've learned about being an American citizen is that She's speaking facts. I remember I was living in PG County and I was struggling. I was working, but I made enough just for the bills. I was doing hair and baking cupcakes on the side just to make up the difference. I went to apply for food stamps and they denied me. They said I made too much, which confused the hell out of me. When I moved to Baltimore, I got approved. I was so excited. It was like a weight lifted off of me. But then it was time for me to recertify. And all of a sudden, I no longer qualified. I didn't get no raise. I didn't change jobs. Like, how was I denied? She said because I made more than $500 a month. That was the moment I knew that the system wasn't created to help us. The system was created to keep us down.
Hey Raf, I'm a teacher and I can barely afford to pay rent with my salary. My salary bi-weekly is basically my rent minus $500. Guess how much my car is? $400. Guess how much insurance is? $100. Oh yeah, that's right. You do the math. I'm left with owing money at the end of the month. That's not even with groceries. Holy that's not even with groceries. I realize every single month I am transferring money out of savings into my checking and I am not. Just had the realization in the car that I'm actually going to go into debt if I continue being a teacher. Like genuinely. Wow. Oh, I'm like literally having a crisis right now. I'm going to have a panic attack right now. I can't do this. I literally cannot do this. Knowing every single month that most of my money is literally like I don't have money. Okay. I don't know how I'm gonna pay off my credit card this month. I don't know. All right, well, rats, peace and blessings, and I hope you can afford your rent today, and groceries, and your car, and insurance, and life. Bye.
Just checking, we're all living paycheck to paycheck, right? Like we're all collectively struggling to make ends meet between rent and bills and groceries and wanting to live somewhat of a leisurely life that we can enjoy things. Just checking, just making sure it's not just us.
I don't know what you're talking about, but capitalism works. That's trickle-down economics right there. Maybe if you weren't living with mommy and daddy and tighten up those bootstraps. You just need to work harder. You're just not working hard enough. Maybe you shouldn't spend that money on Starbucks and you'd be able to afford to pay rent. If you don't like the way it is, why don't you start your own business? Make some real money. Stop complaining. Y'all's generation always complaining.
The crazy thing is how accurate this is. Like when I was a kid in the early 2000s, $100,000 meant you made it. You were rich, like you were successful. So I did it. I made $100,000 and I have a partner who also has a full-time job. So we make well over $100,000 a year and we still have to budget to get the things that we want. And that's not to say that we are not extremely privileged because we are. We make way more than most people, but it's crazy how far it doesn't go anymore. The house I got is really nice, but it's average price for what we wanted. Groceries are insanely expensive, and if we go on a date night once or twice a month, that's all of our disposable income. It's crazy to me that $100,000 is the threshold of just living comfortably now. And most people don't make anywhere near $100,000 a year. Like I remember as a kid, my mom made like $70,000 a year, and she had to pick which bills she was going to pay so she could feed us and pay her mortgage. But it wasn't always like that, and it fucking shouldn't be like that. It's insane.